All right. I think we're live. Let me see what YouTube's doing. All right, we're up. We're running. What's going on, Coin Observatory? What's up, crypto world? How's everybody doing? If you're long, you're doing good. If you're short, you're wrecked. All right. You're totally wrecked. And if you're long, like some of our guys, right? Some of our VIPs, big congrats, guys. Like it's been a good long since the dip. I've signaled nothing but longs. And all these signals, this June, September, December, June, September, they were all signaled in our BTC channel. Even like as much as yesterday, I think this was yesterday's long, the June one, right? And then this Ether one, the 451%, that was yesterday. Anyways, so big shout out to the VIPs, you guys. If you're following along, if you're in the chat, you're paying attention to BTC BitMEX and the Ether channel. Good job. We nailed this move, right? I was eyeing this Ether triangle right here, and that one just broke out, and I didn't have a good reason, a short resistance. I said half hedge over here with a stop a little higher. Then what happened? BTC just popped up today, popped up pretty big. You guys drop me a comment so I know who all's in the chat. Let me just adjust this chart right here. Here we go. So it popped up and popped up good. One thing we've been eyeing is, if you guys remember, a month ago over here, May 20th, not a month ago, but a few weeks ago I shorted 10K. That stopped. All my hedges are stopped. It took out another hedge at like 103.20 a half. But what's more interesting is we're above the 61.8, right? This 10K resistance, that was a 61.8. That's why we decided to hedge. And then just like Ether, I'd signaled down here for a long, and also signaled like over here for a long on BTC, and then I signaled Ether's long at 190 and 200. This close above 200 we took for the run up, and we're going for 260. Now Bitcoin, we're above the 61.8. We're both of them, the minor, the major. If this keeps climbing, so before this climbs, right? If this comes back down and we get support at 99.73, right? If this turns into support, hey Delilah, there is, oh man, thanks. So if Kadir here, what's going on, Kadir, on Facebook? So if we get a retrace here, right, I want to see 99.73 hold, and if this does and we clear upwards, there's literally nothing. There's basically no resistance. I wouldn't even count these as resistance. There's nothing until 12.4, right? If we can keep climbing, right? If this isn't a bull trap. Now, what Phantom's saying, before we get there, if you guys are using Phantom, a long zone was down here. I'm just going to remove all my drawings, right? This is our long zone, and this is our hedge zone. Right, and that's kind of why I took out 103 for a half hedge. Now, if this keeps climbing, and we close above 104, we break past 107, let's call it 107.50. Then at that point, we're looking to go high, guys. We're looking for 12,000 something, 12.4. So I think Phantom agrees with. Phantom has a 12.4 as well. So, that's pretty good, right? That's what we're eyeing. Now 12.4 goes, if it's no longer resistance, then we're looking for a major run, right? We're looking for a pretty big run. And I'd highlighted this, like a possible extension of 16K over here, and I had really compared these pullbacks to this move down here. I'm not saying we're going to 16, right? But You always want to have bullish targets, because back when we were, at 57, I'm saying, guys, we're going to go either 8K or 10K, and we'll reassess from there, right? You always want to know what the next resistance is, because if you're long and you're still holding long, that's where you're going to want to hedge. What's up, Marshall Crypto Loco? Number 8, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being on the stream. It's been a hot day over here in Puerto Rico, so we're drinking some electrolytes, coconut water. But yeah, so I mean that's my plan, right? Am I gonna short 12K? No, I'm gonna hedge it. If I'm going to short 16K, no, I'm going to hedge it, right? At least half hedge and then go into a full hedge. See what the chart's doing at those levels. I'd rather secure these gains before going net short and getting chopped up, killed by the chart, right? Every single signal that I've posted since the correction was long. Going into Ether, I still think that 260 is our target, and that's why I decided to add long yesterday. Well, it's not off this high; it's off this high, right? So if it breaks 260, if it keeps going, I'm looking for 346, right? But as of now, the major is 61.8, which would be where Bitcoin was at 10K, right? Would be right at 250. In my notes, it's 258 to 260, right? So we're still looking for a little bit of an upwards extension. I don't think these runs are over by any means. So yeah, phantom settings. So phantom's a liquidity formula, right? Like, let's pop up to 720, right? Phantom's gonna calculate where liquidity is on the chart and try to give you a good entry to counter trade liquidity. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. But then when you adjust it, like the 240, you have to be fluid with Phantom, right? Oh, it's ETHUSD. Sorry, I thought we were looking at Bitcoin. Like, why is it not showing what I want to see? Alright, so you're gonna get these liquidity pockets like here, which are gonna be perfect, right, to counter trade the chart. And then now, we're at a liquidity high, but the 4 hour here, didn't give them long at all. So I wouldn't trade this liquidity signal. This one's a possibility, right? Now if we go into settings, whenever you change that number, it's going to amplify the formula, right? And it's just the math is gonna change, right? It's gonna change. It pretty much calculates liquidity on what price action has done. And the bigger your number is, the more price action Phantom's covering. So think of it as like 7 periods or 10 periods, right? That's as much detail as I can go into. But I'm a fan of 6. 6 seems to be like... So let's go to since you want the 7, let's do the 720. Yeah, I caught this bottom, right? So I mean, we're likely going to run up to this top. I actually published a PDF on the 27th. This was over the weekend, right? And I said, clicking on the wrong screen. There's a link to it in the description for you guys that haven't read it. Pretty much said if 87.80 proves to be support, we're going up to 12K. And that hasn't changed. I haven't done very many updates since the PDF. and VIP. It's just been holding along and adding to the long on these dips. Going into Ether, I covered Ether. Let's go into more details though. It's Phantom 12 hour wants 345. It's above the 4 hour. That's a 7. See, I don't like the 7. If you think the 7 is reliable and you like it, stick to it, right? If you're able to trade the 7, I like trading the 6. And just going on hourly. It's in breakout mode. Another thing, when the chart breaks out of Phantom, it's likely going to continue until the Phantom catches back up to it. And you'll kind of, if you go to like a 15, you'll see what I'm talking about, right? So it broke out of Phantom here, re-entered, went back out, broke out, and now Phantom's catching back up to the chart, right? So these are things you want to pay attention to. Hey, Katrina. All right. ETH BTC got impacted by that BTC upswing, but we were back in that buy zone on Phantom, right? Same thing happened back here, and then it got sent. So hopefully we do get a continuation here. Let's go to the daily, and I just want to chart trend lines. We've been seeing this big triangle. Price action was above resistance. Now it's below it. I don't like charting wicks for you guys that didn't know me. Alright, so we're just looking for a close above here, and then we should be in that FOMO zone. Looking for big moves. I'm looking for like a 0.31, 0.48. I'm looking for that Ether run, ETH BTC run. Hopefully we get it, right? So that's another margin long. One that got stopped out today. Kind of disappointing, but you know, I don't think it's done. Is LTC, right? So we're seeing this wedge develop. It's usually really choppy before it does even like a mini run. All these bottoms, like I remember this run over here. I think I had like I signaled this low, and then it broke out, and then it boom stopped us out, and then it ran and it came back down. So expect volatility out of these, right? It's never going to be a smooth ride, especially the bigger runs that you're going to want to margin. It did, however, pop in on the hourly, and I said if we get a close above this trend line, it's likely going to be a bullish continuation. So I did reopen long like down here, not a big one, just because I'd moved my stop to 47.93. I was able to long below the stop. Phantom's really good on a sideways market. Once it gets trending really hard, it's hard to keep up with unless you're on a small time frame. Or you go to a big time frame. So like if you go to the S&P and let's hit it with a little Phantom script. Right, so now it's above the 2 hour, but if you go like the daily, you know, now we're looking for, I don't know if we're gonna get it though, because the country's pretty much up in flames, and the Fed is, when we're up in flames, the Fed just prints and buys, so the market doesn't react. So I'm hedged here, 50-50. But, so when something starts trending pretty hard, right, it's going to break out. And then to catch it, you want to go on like a smaller time frame to catch some of these highs, right? So the hourly caught, it signaled the top. I mean, during this week, I posted this was distribution. And then we had the big drop. And that one, right? A little fake out. So it took a while for Phantom to get back at detecting it. But then again, you know, this is the 30-minute. It's great, right? Short, long. Short gets stopped out. Still waiting. and then don't discount midlines, right? There's a reason these are green. That's bullish. And when we go back to the daily, you know, failure to close above, right? So that's bearish. This is bullish, bearish, green, bullish, right? Goes up, bull, cut out. It's really meant for hedging, right? It's not meant to just be single direction trading. All right, show me some alts. I saw ADA moved up. I'm not holding a position. Kind of got wigged back down. Phantom wants to neck it back down on the daily. I'm not really trading ADA. Yeah, so harmonics are saying we're possibly headed down. Let me go to the 21. So, you know, we could see a reversal here, especially if BTC gets running. So, like, it's a 0.272. And we also have a 4 point, and ideally, like, target 1, target 2. This is a trade I'm not willing to take, right? So, for you guys that have this scanner, if you're running, like, Forex pairs and stuff, you might want to do that. Let's go back to BTC. Let's go back in the big mover, the big boy. And if you guys have altcoin suggestions, make sure to show them in the chat. We're seeing a bit of a 3D here too, which is a wolf wave, right? So I mean, this is possibly a reversal zone. We add Phantom to it, and it's saying, you know, it's a good spot to hedge. So this could be a bull trap, as long as a 96, 99. What was it? Let's go back to my fibs, just keep it basic. The 61.8, right? As long as that turns into support, bears are going to capitulate. They can't hold it back. Formation wise, we're way above that wedge, right? The wedge everybody's talking about. I don't care how you chart it. This is the wedge break, right? The descending broadening wedge is broken. It is going up. And yeah, like theoretically, this wedge targets 16.8. 16.7. All right, sweet. Got a few walls that I'm gonna take up. You guys want to drop like 2 or 3 more, and I'll take them, and then we'll call it. We're gonna Tezos BTC. Not quite trending, right? But I think Link was doing something very similar. I'm just gonna compare these two because they tend to move together. The real problem is none of these BTC pairs are going to hold any of their weight if Bitcoin starts running, right? If we're set, if this wedge is going to 16,000 before a significant pullback, forget alts. Move your damn stops to profits, or I'm moving my stops to profit. And forget about it until 16K, right? 12K and then 16K. All right. So that being said, so I had seen this like Adam and Eve on Link, right? And it started the upwards break, but it hit our target 1, and it came back down, rejected pretty hard off target 1 today. 61.8 was my target off this long from here. It wasn't a huge long, right? But I mean, it hit target 16%. You know, I don't think these alts are topped off by any means. I think, you know, alts tend to rally after BTC does. So theoretically, since Bitcoin just broke out of that descending broadening wedge, I wouldn't be highly positioned in Ultra right now. It just doesn't make much sense, right? Personally, I know I said ask me for altcoin pairs, but I don't see anything like super significant here. There's an Adam and Eve, and then consolidation sideways. Same thing with Tezos. Bat, BTC. Move drawings. It's just ranging. Bat really likes my moving averages. Not quite ready for a run. No, like the runs tend to start like this when you have a peel off. This really reminds me of a phase in 2017 where alts would like look like they're gonna run and then Bitcoin would run. Then they would look like they're gonna break, then Bitcoin would break. I did post in my notes about like a mini alt season, and yeah, I do trade on Binance. I did post first Saber notes. Let me go ahead and find them. And I think that mini alt season is over. I think it came and it went faster than. Is this exactly bullish? EW. I'm just trying to find my alt season gap fill. There's also all these fractals that I've shared, right? I think, let me go ahead and center this one. All right, this was a few weeks ago, like 96. So if this breaks up, this is very comparative to this bottom back here. I mean, practically it's just a mirror of that bottom. So we could literally be on track for 16K for major disbelief. So be careful if you're heavily alted. At least put some stops on your alts. Just remember 2019, guys. Especially if your alt is not trending on a BTC pair. Move indicators. Let's go over lumens. Looks like it's trending, trying to do like a compound bottom, little rounding action. It sort of looks better than BAT. It's not like trending in a mega bull like Link and Tezos were for the year, right? But it's coming off a really long consolidation period. Let's go into Bittrex because we can see a lot of these bottoms before. So when I said this reminds me of a period in 2017 where alts would look like they're gonna run and they don't, right? I mean, look at these, right? They're like micro runs and then a big run, right? The same thing back here. This was during the Bitcoin forks, October, September. And then, this is on the pullback, right? This happened on the Bitcoin pullback. So I would wait for BTC to like 12.4, maybe 16 before thinking altcoins are going to generate wealth. That's the thing. If they're being crushed on a BTC pair or an Ether pair, USD pairs are going to be very relevant. This kind of looks like unison, right? What I mean by unison is I'm going to pull up another chart and like post liquidity graph. They're going to look exactly the same. All right, you guys ready for this? Actually, it looks very much like BTC does. That's not what I was going for. but I mean, it's almost a mirror image, except for it's, I mean, they're both below that previous high. All right, but then Link USD, I think Link's going to 6 bucks. Right, I mean, alts are moving in unison. Problem is, if they're not outperforming some of like the basic trading pairs like Ether in BTC, then, you know, up until they do, then you're better off, I'm better off, you know, whoever the trader is better off sitting in the pair that's gaining value. Bcash should be trading at 0. It's almost there, 0.25. I got jokes. I don't even know why this coin exists. I think it's a scam. I think 2020, 2021, we're gonna see a lot of like the coin market cap top holders are just gonna vanish. I think, you know, Bcash should go away. I think BSV should go away. I think BNB is highly valued, like overvalued in terms of market cap. And a lot of these other coins should come up and shine into the spotlight, right? Let's see, BCH, USD. I mean, who the fuck uses Bcash? I don't know, it's not real Bitcoin. And then you look at like BCH ETH, right? I mean, Ether should be worth way more than Bcash. Just no reason it's not. You know, LTC. I see I mean, I don't see a wedge on like anything else. Not on Lumen. Just go back to like Bcash, see if like I'm just being biased. Yeah, I mean, like there's no wedge. It's fitting shit. It's like it's just ugly. Don't get me wrong, it could go on a big pump, like a pump and dump, but technically speaking, is there even like a harmonic or phantom or like RBI? Let's go to BCH BTC Bittrex just because we're gonna have a lot more chart to play with. Yeah, I mean this can go down to 0.19, right? Usually a sideways consolidation rarely results in a pump. You want to see a liquidity graph. You want to see a lower low. You do want to see that. Here we don't really see that, not yet. Something that did do a lower low, maybe it's doing another lower low, is Ripple, right? Like still in that accumulation zone. Right, imagine buying Ripple here. Say, no, I want to buy support. It's going to turn around. No, it's not. Thank you, Delilah. Oh, okay, fair. I just mentioned what I think is going to happen to alts in the short term. Especially since I'm censoring Sahand off Facebook. I do think that this fall descending broadening wedge target is 16,800, right? And I wouldn't be betting on any alt until we get up here, maybe even 18, maybe on the way down. All right, that about wraps up. Oh, didn't mean to lean that far back. That about wraps up what I have. If you guys have any more questions, show me. If you don't, you can go back to watching the charts. Everybody on their own in Discord. This stuff's delicious, by the way. It's really good for you too. Alright, that's about it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to hop into Discord. You know, if you haven't tried our indicators, sign up for the trial. You get 7 free days of harmonic scanner, 7 free days of Phantom, 7 free days of RBI. Really get to key in on some solid opportunities, right? Whether you want to like check out VIP or indicators. I mean, you get positions like this. I think my last long was right here, right? The 5-minute chart signal. I think signal hold east buys on the way up. I mean, if you're sitting there trading this 5-minute chart, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom, 7th trade was against you. But if you're hedging them and you're building your longs, you're building your shorts, you're setting your stop, and you trade the breakout. Several ways to do this, guys. So yeah, I mean, this works on practically almost any time frame, right? Just make sure you're paying attention and you're setting the right stops. And you're taking the key. Phantom's never going to tell you to buy high, right? Neither am I. I never say long high. I always say, you know, we're going to short high, we're going to buy the dip. We're going to short high, we're going to buy the dip. You want to counter trade liquidity. You want to be like Phantom. Thanks, Crypto Loco. Thank you guys for tuning in. Smash that like button. Smash that like button for me. Share the video. Share with a friend. Check out the PDF link. Hop into Discord. Got a lot of resources. A lot of awesome members. A lot of good people. An awesome community. So get in there. Get you some. Catch me on Discord. Have a good night. Trade safe. Use your stops.